The Mercedes key fob showed my wife's company car at Patrick Sullivan's condo on the same night she claimed she was meeting vendors in Atlanta. I'm staring at the GPS printout in my office right now. 6 trips over 8 weeks, always on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The same nights Diane came home smelling like hotel soap, telling me the Charleston vendors ran late, apologizing for missing dinner. My name is Thomas Harrison. I'm 51 years old, CEO of Harrison & Sons Steel Fabrication. 3rd generation. My grandfather started this company in 1955 with nothing but a welding torch and a handshake deal. My father expanded it. I've grown it to 450 employees and $85 million in annual revenue. And my wife of 24 years has been lying to my face. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me back up to this morning, to the bronze plaque. I touch it every morning, 15 years, every single morning since I took over as CEO. It hangs in our headquarters lobby in Charleston's historic district, 18 by 24 inches of cold bronze, darkened by 70 years of humidity and history. The raised lettering reads, Harrison & Sons, Esther 1955. You can trace it with your fingertip, feel the depth of each letter. When you tap it, and I tap it every morning, it makes a hollow sound, like a bell that's been ringing for 3 generations. Morning, Thomas, Marcus Webb, 58 years old, 35 years with the company, VP of Manufacturing. He knows every rivet, every steel beam, every worker by name. If Harrison & Sons has a soul, Marcus is it. Morning, Marcus. Line 3 ready for the Port Authority order? Running ahead of schedule. Your father would be proud. My father taught me a lot of things. One of them was this. Family and business are one, Thomas. We protect both equally. I've built my entire life on that principle. Every decision, every hire, every contract negotiated with that in mind. I walk past the security desk, wave to the early shift coming in. A dozen employees already at their stations by 6:30. 3rd shift wrapping up. The smell of steel and machine oil, coffee brewing in the break room. This is home. My office is on the 3rd floor. Corner office with windows overlooking the fabrication floor. My grandfather's original ledger sits on display behind glass, leather-bound, yellowed pages filled with fountain pen entries in his careful hand. 1955. 70 years of records, of integrity, of keeping your word. I set my coffee down. Check the parking lot through my window. Diane's Mercedes isn't in her spot. Again. That makes 3 times this week. She's VP of Operations. Board member. She should be here before me. She used to be here before me. Back when we were building something together. Back when I still trusted that the woman I married 24 years ago, the woman who was my secretary, who I fell in love with over quarterly reports and late-night strategy sessions, was still the same person. My phone buzzes, text from Diane. Running late, vendor meeting ran long last night, overslept. See you at 9. Vendor meeting. Right. I pull up the company car GPS system. Standard protocol, all executive vehicles have tracking for insurance purposes. I've never checked Diane's before, never had a reason to, until now. I type in her vehicle number, request last 30 days of data. The screen loads. A map of Charleston appears, dotted with location pins. Most of them make sense. Our headquarters, vendor sites around the city, her favorite lunch spots. But there's a cluster I don't recognize. 6 pins, all at the same address. I click on the first one. March 18th, 8:47 p.m. to 11:32 p.m. The address auto-populates the Meridian Luxury Apartments, Unit 412. I know that building. High-end condos near the waterfront. And I know who lives in Unit 412. Patrick Sullivan, VP of Sales, hired 5 years ago. Charismatic, ambitious, good at closing deals. Diane said he was exactly what we needed. I click through the other pins. March 25th, April 1st, April 8th, April 15th, April 22nd, all Tuesday or Thursday nights, all between 8 p.m. and midnight. The office door opens. I minimize the screen. Morning. Diane walks in, designer suit, perfect hair. She's 49 but looks younger, works out daily, careful about her appearance. Board meetings, client dinners, Charleston Chamber of Commerce events. She's always representing the company, always representing the Harrison name. Good morning. I keep my voice steady. How was Atlanta? Atlanta? She sets her bag down, checks her reflection in the window. You said vendor meeting in Atlanta last night. Oh, right, yes, it ran late. Traffic coming back was terrible. What vendor? She turns to look at me. What? Which vendor in Atlanta? Morrison Steel Supply. Why? Just wondering. Seemed like an unusual trip for a Tuesday night. They're bidding on the Port Authority contract. Wanted to discuss terms in person. She's not blinking, not fidgeting. 24 years of marriage, and I can't tell if she's lying or if I'm losing my mind. Right, of course. She kisses my cheek. Her perfume smells different. Not the one I bought her for Christmas. Something heavier, more expensive. I have a 9 o'clock with the board agenda, she says. Quarterly review. See you there? Wouldn't miss it. She leaves. I wait until her footsteps fade down the hallway. Then I pull the GPS data back up. Zoom in on the timeline for last night. Tuesday, April 29th. Diane's Mercedes, location logged at the Meridian Luxury Apartments, Unit 412, from 8:15 p.m. to 11:47 p.m. Not Atlanta. Patrick Sullivan's condo. 3.5 hours. My hands are shaking. I grip the edge of my desk until my knuckles go white. She looked me in the eye and lied. The question is, why? And for how long? I need more than GPS data. I need to know what I'm really dealing with here. I open my computer, pull up the quarterly financial reports, start scanning through departmental budgets, expense accounts, consulting fees. Most of it looks normal. Raw materials, equipment maintenance, payroll, benefits. Standard operating costs for a company our size. Then I see it. Line item buried in the operations budget. External consulting, strategic development. It's $2.4 million over the past 3 years. I never approved consulting fees. We don't use external consultants. We handle everything in-house. That's how we've always operated. That's how my father operated. I click into the details. 27 separate wire transfers, all signed off by 2 people, Diane Harrison and Patrick Sullivan. The room feels smaller, the air thicker. $2.4 million, approved by my wife and a man whose condo she's been visiting late at night. My office phone rings. Marcus. Thomas, you got a minute? Come up. He appears 2 minutes later, closes the door behind him. Need to ask you something, and it's awkward. Go ahead. How much do you trust Patrick? The question lands like a punch. Why? Marcus sits down. He's uncomfortable. This man has worked here since before I was born, and I've never seen him this uncomfortable. I've been keeping a security log, personal one, not the official one, just things I notice, patterns. He pulls a small notebook from his pocket. Diane's car and Patrick's car have been here late, together, past 11 p.m., 14 times in the last 6 months, always Tuesdays and Thursdays. 14 times. I didn't want to say anything without being sure. But you're asking me about Patrick, so I figured you already know something. I show him the GPS printout. 6 trips to his condo, same nights. Marcus looks at the paper, then at me. His jaw tightens. Thomas, I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, be specific. What have you seen? 3 weeks ago, I was here late. Quarterly inventory. I saw them in the parking lot, in Patrick's car, talking, close, too close. She had her hand on his arm. They didn't see me. I take the notebook, flip through it. Dates, times, observations. Marcus has been documenting this for months. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Because you're my friend, and because I hoped I was wrong. He stands up. What do you need from me? Access to the security footage, whatever we have from the cameras. We upgraded the system 18 months ago. New digital cameras. They saved to SD cards. I can get you the archives. Do it quietly. Already planning to. He moves toward the door, then stops. Thomas, family and business are one. That's what your father always said. But sometimes the family is the business. These 450 people, they're counting on you. Whatever's happening with Diane and Patrick, don't let it destroy what 3 generations built. He leaves me alone with the financial reports and the GPS data and the sick feeling in my stomach. I pull up the organizational chart. Scan down to CFO. Victoria Bennett, my stepdaughter. Diane's daughter from her first marriage. I've raised her since she was 11 years old. Put her through Wharton MBA. Promoted her to CFO 2 years ago when she was 24. youngest CFO in our company history. Tori knows the finances. She reviews every expense. She would have seen the consulting fees. She would have seen $2.4 million leaving the company. Did she question it, or did she help hide it? I pick up my phone, text Tori, "Need to see you, my office, now." She responds immediately, "In meeting with auditors. Can it wait until this afternoon?" "No, now." 3 minutes later, she knocks on my door. She's wearing a navy suit, her dark hair pulled back. She looks professional, competent, like someone who could run a company twice this size. She also looks nervous. "Close the door," I say. She does, sits across from me. "What's wrong?" I slide the financial report across the desk. "Tell me about the consulting fees." She glances at the page. "What about them?" $2.4 million. "Who approved this?" "Mom and Patrick. It's for strategic development, market analysis, competitive positioning. I never authorized it." "You don't need to authorize operations budget items under $3 million. Board policy. Mom has discretion." "And you didn't think to flag it? Didn't think it was unusual that we suddenly need millions in consulting when we've never used consultants before?" Tori shifts in her chair. "I assumed you knew. Mom said you were briefed." She lied. The word hangs between us. "Thomas, don't. Don't call me Thomas when you're about to lie to me." Her face hardens. "I'm not lying." "Then explain why your mother's car has been at Patrick Sullivan's condo 6 times in the last 2 months, at night, for hours." She goes pale. "I don't—" "Stop. I have GPS data, I have security logs, I have financial records. What I don't have is the truth from my family." I lean forward. "Did you know about the affair?" Silence. 5 seconds. 10. "Answer me, Tori." "Yes." Her voice is barely a whisper. "I knew." The betrayal hits like a physical blow. "How long?" 4 months. I walked in on them, in her office, late one night. She begged me not to tell you, said it was complicated, said she'd end it, said if you found out you'd divorce her and the company would fall apart and my wedding would be ruined and— She stops, tears in her eyes. I made the wrong choice. I know I made the wrong choice. I pick up the wedding invitation proof copy from my desk. Cream cardstock, embossed gold lettering, silk ribbon. Victoria Bennett and her fiancé. July wedding. I'm paying for it. $150,000. "You're still getting married in July?" "Yes. Thomas, I'm sorry. I should have told you. You chose her. She's my mother. And I'm the man who raised you, the man who walked you through your first heartbreak, the man who paid for Wharton, the man who gave you a CFO position you earned, but also gave you a chance to earn it." I set the invitation down. "You chose her lies over my truth. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. You could have done the right thing. You're 26 years old. You're a CFO. You're responsible for the financial integrity of this company. And you covered up $2.4 million in questionable expenses because Mommy asked you to." She grabs the invitation from my desk. Her hands are shaking. "You're still paying for this, right? The wedding?" And there it is. The real question underneath everything else. She won't meet my eyes. "Get out," I say quietly. "Thomas, get out of my office, now." She leaves, takes the invitation with her. I sit alone in the silence. My wife is having an affair. My stepdaughter has been lying to protect her. $2.4 million is missing from my company, and I don't know how deep this goes yet, but I'm about to find out. If you've ever felt that gut instinct that something's wrong, even when you have no proof yet, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes your subconscious sees what you're not ready to admit. Type instinct in the comments if you've been there, because what I was about to discover would prove that my instincts weren't just right. They weren't nearly paranoid enough. The quarterly board meeting starts at 2 p.m. Executive team, myself, Diane, Patrick, Marcus, our general counsel, 3 department heads, plus my father Walter on speakerphone. He's 76, officially retired, but he still sits in on major decisions. We're reviewing the Port Authority contract, $30 million over 5 years, biggest deal in company history. Patrick is presenting. He's good at this, confident, smooth, the kind of salesman who makes you trust him before you realize you've agreed to something. "We're positioned perfectly," he's saying. "The bid is competitive, The timeline is aggressive but achievable, and our reputation gives us the edge. I project contract signature by June 1st. Excellent work, Patrick, Diane says. She's smiling at him. Professional smile, board meeting smile. But I see the way her eyes linger on him half a second too long. Patrick's jacket is draped over his chair. His phone keeps buzzing in the pocket. He ignores it the first time. Second time, third time. Then it buzzes again, and something falls out of his jacket pocket. A phone, but not his iPhone. A cheap red flip phone, prepaid. The plastic worn smooth from use. It hits the table with a clatter. Everyone looks at it. Patrick grabs for it. Fast, too fast. But not before I see the screen light up. Text message from D. Meeting confirmed, 9 p.m. Patrick shoves the phone back in his pocket. Sorry, international clients. Easier to use a separate line. International clients? I keep my voice neutral. Which ones? The Brazilian steel suppliers, time zone issues. Easier to have a dedicated line. Interesting. I wasn't aware we were working with Brazilian suppliers. Exploratory, very preliminary. Didn't want to bring it to the board until I had something concrete. He's lying. His tells are obvious once you're looking for them. The way he touches his collar. The way he won't quite meet my eyes. I look at Diane. She's staring at Patrick's jacket pocket. The pocket where the phone disappeared. Our eyes meet. She knows that I know. And I know that she knows that I know. The rest of the meeting is performance. Numbers discussed. Motions approved. Standard business. But underneath the table, my hands are clenched into fists. After the meeting ends, I catch Marcus in the hallway. The security footage. How fast can you get it? Tonight, my office, 8 p.m. I'll be there. I go back to my office, close the door, sit in the dark. The text on Patrick's phone said 9 p.m. Tonight. They're meeting tonight. And this time, I'm not going to let them lie their way out of it. I don't go to Marcus's office at 8 p.m. I go at 7:30. I want time to think before I see whatever's on those security cameras. But first, I make a phone call to someone I never wanted to involve in this. Jennifer Liu. Jennifer, it's Thomas Harrison. Thomas, hi. It's late. Is everything okay? Jennifer Liu, 34 years old, corporate attorney, handles our contracts, our liability issues, our legal compliance. She's sharp, thorough, and completely trustworthy. I need to hire you. Personal matter. Separate from the company. Silence on the other end, then, okay, what kind of personal matter? The kind that requires a forensic accountant and a divorce attorney, in that order. I see. Can you come to my office tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.? I'll be there. Thomas, whatever this is, document everything. Dates, times, amounts, witnesses, everything. Already doing that. I hang up, stare at my phone. 24 years. 24 years of marriage, and it comes down to hiring a forensic accountant. Marcus is waiting in his office when I arrive. The security footage archives are loaded on his computer, 4 SD cards worth of data. How far back do these go? I ask. 18 months, since we upgraded the system. He pulls up a file directory. I've already flagged the relevant timestamps. Do you want me to stay or... Stay. I need a witness. He nods, clicks on the first file. The footage loads, black and white, wide-angle view of the executive wing hallway. Timestamp, November 3rd, 2024, 11:47 p.m. Two figures enter the frame, Diane and Patrick. They're walking close. Too close. His hand on her lower back. They stop outside my office door. She unlocks it with her key, the key I gave her years ago for emergencies. They go inside. The door closes. Marcus fast forwards, 11:52 p.m. The door opens. They leave together. Diane is adjusting her blouse. Next one, I say, my voice sounds hollow. Marcus clicks another file. Same hallway. Different date. January 15th, 2025, 1:23 a.m. This time they're carrying boxes. File boxes from the storage room. Loading them into Patrick's car through the side entrance. What's in those boxes? I ask. Can't tell from this angle, but I can check the archive logs. Marcus pulls up another screen. January 15th. 3 boxes signed out by Patrick Sullivan. Contents. Historical financial records. 2020, 2022. Why would they need historical financial records? Marcus doesn't answer, just clicks the next file. This one makes my blood run cold. same hallway. November 3rd, 2024, 3:17 a.m. Diane, alone this time. She enters my office with a key, walks directly to the wall, safe behind my grandfather's portrait. I keep that safe locked. Only I know the combination, or so I thought. The camera angle shows her entering the combination. The safe opens. She pulls out documents, my grandfather's original 1955 partnership agreement, the founding documents, the stock certificates. She sets them on my desk, pulls out her phone, takes photographs, page by page, every single page. When she's done, she carefully puts everything back, closes the safe, leaves. Patrick is waiting in the hallway. She shows him the phone. He nods. They were planning this, studying the partnership structure, looking for vulnerabilities. How many more nights like this? I ask Marcus. He checks his log. 23 documented instances of late-night meetings over 14 months. Not all of them were in your office. Some in the conference room, some in the parking lot. But the pattern is consistent. Tuesday and Thursday nights, after 11 p.m. 23 nights. 23 times they use my company, my building, my trust as their meeting place. Print everything, every timestamp, every frame. I need it all documented. Already done. Marcus hands me a USB drive. Complete archive, including the footage from March 18th. What happened March 18th? Just watch. He pulls up the file. Parking lot camera. 2:34 a.m. Diane and Patrick in his car. The interior light is on. They're kissing. Not a friendly kiss. Not an accidental moment. A deep, passionate kiss that goes on for 30 seconds. When they finally break apart, Diane says something. The camera doesn't have audio, but I can read her lips. I love you. Marcus pauses the video. I'm sorry, Thomas. I can't speak. Can't breathe. The woman I've been married to for 24 years. The woman who stood in a Charleston church and promised me forever. The woman who built a life with me. Telling another man she loves him in my company parking lot at 2:30 in the morning. There's one more thing, Marcus says quietly. The GPS data you showed me earlier, I cross-referenced it with the financial wire transfers. Every time Diane's car shows a trip to Atlanta, those same dates, there were wire transfers to an offshore account, Cayman Islands. I can't access the account details, but the pattern is too consistent to be a coincidence. How do you know about the wire transfers? Because I've been worried about this for months. I started keeping my own records. I'm not a forensic accountant, but I know when something doesn't add up. I take the USB drive. Thank you, Marcus. What are you going to do? What my grandfather would do. Protect the company, protect the employees, and make sure the truth comes out. Thomas, be careful. People who steal $2.4 million, they don't give up easy. I go home. But Diane isn't there. Text message on my phone. Working late, don't wait up. Working late, right. I sit in my study, pour a bourbon, stare at the USB drive. Then I call the one person I should have called first. Dad. Thomas, it's past midnight. What's wrong? Walter Harrison, 76 years old, retired 10 years ago, but still sharp as ever. Still watches over the company like it's his child, because it is. I need to come see you, tomorrow morning, early. What happened? I can't talk about it on the phone. But Dad, it's bad. Silence. Then, come at 6. I'll have coffee ready. I don't sleep that night. I sit in my study, going through files, matching timestamps, building a timeline. By sunrise, I have it all documented. GPS data, security footage, wire transfers, Marcus's logs, Jennifer's contact information, evidence, cold, hard, undeniable evidence. At 6 a.m., I'm at my father's house, the house I grew up in, the house where my grandfather taught me what it meant to be a Harrison. Dad answers the door in his robe, takes one look at my face. Jesus, come in. I follow him to his study, the same study where he taught me the business, where he explained profit margins and employee loyalty and the weight of carrying a family name. Tell me, he says. So I do, all of it. The GPS data, the affair, the consulting fees, Tori's lies, the security footage, the offshore accounts. When I finish, my father is silent for a long time. Then he stands up, walks to his personal safe, the one he's had since 1978. I hoped I'd never have to show you this, he says. He opens the safe, pulls out a document, yellowed pages, 8 sheets, blue legal backing, the paper fragile, crackling slightly when he unfolds it. Your grandfather's original partnership agreement, 1955. Dad, I've seen the partnership agreement. It's in my safe at the office. That's a copy. This is the original. Your grandfather gave it to me when I took over. Told me to keep it somewhere Diane could never access it. Said if I ever needed it, I'd know why. My heart stops. He knew? Grandpa knew she couldn't be trusted? He was worried. When you married her, your secretary, 15 years into working together, he was worried she was more interested in the Harrison name than in you, but you were happy, so he stayed quiet. But he made me promise to keep this safe, and to show you this clause. He points to page 6. Right here, subsection D. I read it, then read it again. In the event of malfeasance, fraud, or breach of fiduciary duty by any minority shareholder, the majority shareholder may exercise the right to purchase said minority shares at fair market value, as determined by independent appraisal, less 50% penalty for cause. Diane owns 30%, I say slowly. I own 70. Exactly. If you can prove fraud or breach of duty, and son, you've got security footage of her accessing your safe and embezzlement evidence, you can force her to sell her shares back to you at half their value. That would be, I do the math quickly, $12 million. She'd lose $12 million, plus the criminal charges for embezzlement, plus the divorce, plus her reputation in Charleston. Dad's hands are shaking as he folds the document back up. Your grandfather put this clause in because he knew blood doesn't guarantee loyalty. Family isn't who you're born to. Family is who protects the legacy when others try to destroy it. I look at my father, really look at him. He's 76, he's tired, and he's heartbroken. I failed you, Dad. I failed Grandpa. I let her in. I gave her access to everything. I believed the wrong person. No, his voice is firm. You protected what mattered. 450 families still have jobs because you're here, because you're asking the right questions, because you're going to stop this before it gets worse. That's what a Harrison does. We protect the people who depend on us. He pulls me into a hug, first time in years, and I feel something break inside me, the last piece of hope that maybe I was wrong. Maybe there was an explanation. Maybe my wife of 24 years didn't betray everything we built. What do I do now? I ask. My voice cracks. You call your attorney, you document everything, you invoke this clause, and you save the company. He pulls back, looks me in the eye. But you have to act fast, Thomas, before they vote you out. Vote me out? The board meeting in 6 weeks, the quarterly review. If Diane and Patrick have convinced enough board members that you're unstable, that you're paranoid, that you're hurting the company, they can call a vote of no confidence. And if they have the numbers, you're out. The weight of it hits me. They're not just stealing money. They're planning to take the entire company. This clause can save the company, Dad says, placing the 1955 document in my hands. The paper is so fragile I'm afraid it might crumble. It smells like my father's study. Old books, leather, time itself. 70 years old, and it's about to save us. But you have to act fast before they vote you out. I drive straight to Jennifer Liu's office. She's waiting. Coffee ready. Conference room door closed. I lay everything out on the table. GPS data, security footage stills, wire transfer records, Marcus's logs, the 1955 partnership agreement. How fast can you get me a forensic accountant? I ask. I know someone, former FBI white-collar crimes. He's expensive, but he's the best. Money isn't the issue. Time is. Can he start today? I'll call him now. She makes the call, puts it on speaker. Samuel Grant. Samuel, it's Jennifer Liu. I have a client who needs a forensic audit, urgent, suspected embezzlement, offshore accounts, corporate fraud. Can you start today? How urgent? Board meeting in 6 weeks. They're planning to vote him out and take the company. I'll be there in 2 hours. Send me the financial access credentials. While we wait, Jennifer starts drafting legal documents, divorce petition, criminal complaint, cease and desist, buyout notification under the partnership clause. Thomas, she says carefully, once we file these, there's no going back. Diane will know, Patrick will know. This becomes a war. It's already a war. I just didn't know I was in it. Samuel Grant arrives at 11 a.m. 63 years old, gray hair, wire-rimmed glasses. Looks like someone's grandfather. Moves like a predator. He sets up in our conference room. 3 monitors. Access to every financial system we have. By 3 p.m., he has preliminary findings. You want the good news or the bad news? Bad news first. The bad news is they've been stealing from you for 3 years, systematically, $2.4 million. Offshore account in the Cayman Islands. The account has 3 names on it. He slides a printout across the table. Account holders, Diane Harrison, Patrick Sullivan, Victoria Bennett. My stomach drops. Tori, your CFO? Yes. Her social security number is on the account. Her name is on the wire transfers. Either she's complicit, or they set her up to take the fall. She's 26 years old, which is why she'd make a perfect scapegoat. Young, inexperienced, could claim she made mistakes. Meanwhile, Diane and Patrick disappear with the money. You said there was good news? The good news is they documented everything, every transfer, every transaction. They were so confident they'd get away with it. They left a paper trail a child could follow. He pulls up a spreadsheet. I can trace every dollar, I can prove intent, and I can testify to all of it. How long would it take you to compile a complete report? 72 hours, maybe less. Do it. I'll pay whatever it costs. He nods, starts typing. Jennifer leans over. Thomas, the wedding payments, the $150,000 you authorized for Victoria's wedding. I need to show you something. She pulls up a wire transfer record, dated 3 weeks ago. You authorized this payment to the wedding planner, $50,000 for the venue deposit. Right, final payment. Except only $35,000 reached the wedding planner. $15,000 was rerouted to the offshore account. I stare at the numbers. They were stealing from my daughter's wedding fund? Your stepdaughter's wedding fund, but yes. I stand up. Can't sit anymore. Can't breathe in this room. They were using her wedding, using her trust, using her love for her mother to cover up embezzlement. Thomas? No, this isn't just theft. This is... I don't have words for what this is. My phone buzzes. Text from Tori. Can we talk? I need to apologize. Please. I don't respond. Can't. Not yet. Because right now, I don't know if she's a victim or an accomplice. And until I know which, I can't trust anything she says. At 6 p.m., I'm back in my office. The divorce petition folder is on my desk. Blue cover, metal clasp, 350 pages. Jennifer brought it by an hour ago. Don't open it unless you're sure, she said. Once you see what's inside, you can't unsee it. I open it. The first section is standard. Grounds for divorce, adultery, evidence attached. The second section is financial. Assets, liabilities, division of property. The prenup we signed 24 years ago. Terms of separation. The third section is the criminal complaint, embezzlement, wire fraud, conspiracy, recommended for prosecution. The exhibits are tabbed, red tabs, yellow tabs, green tabs, blue tabs. 14 exhibits total. I flip to Exhibit 14. Offshore account documents, 3 names highlighted in yellow. Diane Harrison, Patrick Sullivan, Victoria Bennett, and clip to the page, a handwritten note from Samuel Grant. Victoria's social security number was added to the account 6 months ago. 3 months after the account was opened, the signature authorization was forged, sent via email from her company account. But the IP address traces to Diane's home computer. Victoria didn't open this account. She was added to it without her knowledge. She didn't know. Tori didn't know. Her mother set her up to take the fall. I'm still staring at the document when my office door opens. Tori walks in. She looks exhausted, like she hasn't slept in days. Thomas, I need to talk to you. Now's not a good time. Please, just 5 minutes. She sits down without waiting for permission, sees the folder on my desk, the blue cover, the tabbed exhibits. What is that? Nothing you need to worry about. But she's already reaching for it. I should stop her, should close it, should protect her from what's inside, but I don't. She opens it, flips through the pages, gets to Exhibit 14, sees her name on the offshore account documents. Her face goes white. What is this? Forensic audit, completed this afternoon. My name is on these accounts. Thomas, my name is on these accounts and I've never seen them. I don't know what these are. She's flipping frantically through the pages. There's $2.4 million here. There's wire transfers with my authorization, and I never authorized these. She finds the note from Samuel Grant, reads it. Forged? The signature was forged from my email? From Mom's computer? She looks up at me. My mother did this to me. She put my name on. She was going to let you take the fall. Yes. I'm the scapegoat while she can't finish the sentence. The wedding invitation falls out of the folder. The one with the embossed lettering and the silk ribbon. The one that cost $150,000, 30% of which went to an offshore account in her name that she didn't know existed. Tori starts crying, not gentle tears, racking sobs, the kind that come from your whole body. My own mother was going to let me go to prison after everything I did. I lied for her. I covered for her. I chose her over you, and she was setting me up. She looks at me. How do I live with that? I come around the desk, sit next to her. You're not what you did when you were scared. You're what you do next. What if I don't deserve? Stop. Listen to me. I take her hands. They're shaking. You're my daughter, not my stepdaughter, not Diane's daughter. Mine. I raised you. I taught you to ride a bike. I helped you with calculus homework. I walked you through your first heartbreak. That doesn't change because your mother is a liar. Do you understand me? She nods. Can't speak. I already told the DA you didn't know about the accounts. I already told Samuel to document the forgery. You're protected, but Tori, I need you to tell me the truth now. Everything. No more protecting her. No more lies. She's been planning this for over a year. I didn't know it was embezzlement. I swear I didn't. But I knew she was meeting with Patrick. I knew something was going on with the finances. I asked her about it once, and she said you knew. She said you'd approved everything. She said if I questioned her, I'd ruin the company. The words are tumbling out now. And the wedding. She kept telling me you were happy to pay for it, that it was your gift to me, that you wanted me to have the perfect day. I didn't know she was stealing the money. I swear I didn't know. I believe you. Why? After I lied to you? After I chose her? Because you're here. Because you saw what she did and you came back. That's all I needed. You came back. She hugs me, clings to me like she did when she was 11 years old and her biological father left, and she was scared of losing another parent. I'm so sorry, she whispers. I'm so sorry. I know, and we're going to fix this, together. But I need your help. I need you to testify about what you saw, about the affair, about her telling you to hide things. Can you do that? She pulls back, wipes her eyes. You want me to testify against my mother? I want you to testify for the truth, for 450 families who depend on this company, for your grandfather's legacy, for yourself. Can you do that? She takes a shaky breath. Yes, I can do that. Good, because in 6 weeks there's a board meeting, and your mother and Patrick are going to try to vote me out as CEO. They're going to call it a vote of no confidence. They're going to say, I'm paranoid, unstable, hurting the company, and we need to stop them. How? We prove everything first. We get the DA involved, we invoke the partnership clause and force her out before she can make her move. I show her the 1955 agreement. Your great-grandfather put this in 70 years ago, like he knew this day would come. Tori reads the clause. You can buy her out, force her to sell her shares. At a 50% loss, yes. And the criminal complaint means she won't get to spend the money, even if she gets it. When are you filing? After the board meeting. I want to see what they do. See who's with them. See how many board members they've turned. Then we strike. Tori nods. She's not crying anymore. There's something hard in her eyes now. Determined. What do you need me to do? Work with Samuel. Give him access to everything. Every email, every text, every conversation you remember. Build the case. And Tori. Postpone the wedding. What? Why? Because I'm not paying for it with stolen money. And because you need to know whether your fiancé is marrying Victoria Bennett, the person, or Victoria Bennett, the CFO with the Harrison name. If he loves you, he'll wait. If he doesn't, then you don't want to marry him anyway. She looks at the wedding invitation, the beautiful cream cardstock, the embossed gold lettering, July 2025. Then she picks it up and tears it in half. I'll pay for my own wedding when I'm ready, with clean money. The board meeting happens exactly as my father predicted. 6 weeks later, mid-morning, 12 board members, Walter on speakerphone, Jennifer taking minutes, Diane and Patrick arrive together, professional distance. But I see the way they glance at each other, the way Patrick's hand hovers near her arm before he catches himself. Marcus is at the table, voting member. He won't look at Diane. The meeting starts normally. Quarterly financials, Port Authority contract update, routine business. Then Patrick clears his throat. I'd like to propose a motion. Vote of no confidence in our current CEO, Thomas Harrison. The room goes silent. On what grounds? Asks David Parsons, one of the senior board members. Erratic behavior, paranoid accusations against staff, creating a hostile work environment, undermining company morale, implementing surveillance without board approval. Patrick slides a document across the table. I've documented 15 incidents over the past 6 weeks, including accusations of theft against executive team members, unauthorized forensic audits, harassment of personnel. Thomas? David looks at me. Your response? I could tell them everything. Show them the GPS data, the security footage, the forensic audit, the offshore accounts, but I don't, not yet. I stand by every action I've taken. I've been investigating financial irregularities that Patrick and Diane are well aware of. As for surveillance, we upgraded our security system 18 months ago. Cameras are standard and legal. This is exactly what I'm talking about, Patrick says. Paranoia, accusations. Thomas, if you have evidence of wrongdoing, present it. Otherwise, these are just conspiracy theories from a man who's lost control. I'll present evidence when the district attorney is ready, not before. Diane speaks for the first time. Thomas, I've been your wife for 24 years. I've worked beside you for 15. If you genuinely believe I've done something wrong, why haven't you talked to me? Why go behind my back with attorneys and accountants? She's good. She sounds hurt, betrayed, innocent. Because you lied to my face multiple times, and I don't negotiate with liars. That's... She stops, looks at the board. You see, this is personal, not professional. Thomas is having a breakdown, and he's taking it out on the company. I call for a vote, Patrick says. All in favor of removing Thomas Harrison as CEO and appointing an interim leadership team. Say, aye. 5 hands go up. Diane, Patrick, 3 board members they must have convinced. All opposed? 7 hands, including Marcus. Including my father's voice on the speaker, opposed. The vote is 7-5. I survive, but it's close. Too close. Patrick and Diane exchange a look. They expected to win. The fact that they didn't, they'll regroup. They'll find another way. Diane smiles at me across the table. The kind of smile that says, this isn't over. I smile back, because she doesn't know what's coming. Jennifer filed the divorce papers this morning. The DA has the evidence. And in 72 hours, Diane's entire world is going to collapse. But right now, in this moment, I need to know something. If you were Thomas, would you expose them publicly at the anniversary gala in front of 500 people, make them answer for everything they've done in front of the entire Charleston business community? Type public. Or would you handle it quietly through legal channels, protect the company's reputation, let the courts decide? Type private. What would you do? Because the choice I made, well, let's just say there's a reason they never saw it coming. Jennifer serves the papers 3 days after the board meeting. She does it personally. Shows up at Diane's house at 8 a.m. with a process server and a thick blue folder. I'm not there. But Jennifer calls me afterward. She opened the door in her robe, thought it was a delivery. When I handed her the petition, she went pale, asked if we could talk. I said everything she needs to know is in the folder. Then I served the cease and desist. She's banned from company property effective immediately. Security has her photo. If she tries to enter the building, she'll be arrested for trespassing. How did she react? She called you multiple times. You didn't answer, so she called me back. Threatened to destroy you in court. Said she'd make sure you lost everything. I told her the DA has the forensic audit, and if she wants to avoid prison, she should get a very good attorney. And Patrick. Served at his apartment 20 minutes ago. Termination letter, criminal referral to the DA. He has until 5 p.m. to clear out his office with security escort. After that, same deal, banned from property. Did he threaten to sue? No, he lawyered up immediately. Smart move, actually. His attorney called me 10 minutes ago. They want to negotiate. Negotiate what? Resignation in exchange for reduced charges. He sells back his company shares, pays restitution, agrees to leave Charleston. The DA might go for it if it means they get Diane. Diane's the real target anyway. She had access, she had motive, and she forged Tori's signature. That's identity theft on top of embezzlement. Exactly. Patrick's just a co-conspirator. Diane's the architect. I hang up. Sit in my office. The bronze plaque is visible through my window, the lobby where I start every morning. Except this morning, I didn't touch it. Couldn't. Because touching it means believing the legacy is safe. And right now, I'm not sure of anything except that the woman I married is capable of destroying everything my family built. My phone rings. Diane. I answer. Thomas, please, we need to talk. I have nothing to say to you. 24 years. You're throwing away 24 years over a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? Is that what we're calling embezzlement and adultery now? I made mistakes. I know I made mistakes. But this, divorce papers, criminal charges, banning me from my own company, this is cruel. This is vindictive. It's not your company, it's my company, my grandfather's company, my father's company. You married into it. You don't get to steal from it and keep the name. I have 30% ownership, had, past tense. The partnership clause says I can buy you out for cause. And sweetheart, accessing my safe at 3 a.m. and photographing confidential documents while committing wire fraud, that's cause. Your attorney will explain the details. Silence. Then, you've been watching me? The security cameras have been watching everyone. You just didn't bother to check where they were pointed. The board will fight this. I have allies. You had 5 votes, I had 7, and after the DA files charges, you'll have 0. Nobody wants to be associated with a thief. You self-righteous bastard. You think you're so perfect. Working late, building your precious legacy, ignoring your wife for decades while you played empire builder. You made me invisible. Patrick made me feel seen. Then you should have divorced me, not stolen from me, not set up your own daughter to take the fall. Tori wasn't supposed to be involved. Her name is on the accounts, Diane. Her social security number, her forged signature. You were building a paper trail that led straight to her while you and Patrick disappeared with $2.4 million. That's not just theft. That's evil. I want to talk to Tori. No. She's my daughter. She's my daughter. I raised her. And you tried to destroy her, so no. You don't get to talk to her. Ever again? I hang up. The phone rings again immediately. I decline the call. Block the number. Then I call Samuel Grant. The DA got the full report. He's filing charges this afternoon. Wire fraud, embezzlement, identity theft, conspiracy. He wants Tori's testimony on record. Can she come in tomorrow? I'll ask her. I find Tori in her office. She's packing boxes, personal items, photos, awards. What are you doing? Resigning? I can't. After everything that happened, I can't stay here. People will always wonder if I was involved. If I knew, Stop. Put the box down. Thomas, you're not resigning. You're the CFO. This company needs you. I need you. But people will talk. They'll say, let them talk. Then they'll see the forensic audit. They'll see that you cooperated with the DA. They'll see that you were a victim, not a criminal. And they'll see that you chose the truth when it mattered. That's the kind of CFO I want. Someone who does the right thing even when it's hard. She sets the box down. You really want me to stay? On one condition. The DA needs your testimony. Everything you saw, everything she told you, everything about the affair, the lies, the finances. Can you do that? She's my mother. I know. If I testify, she could go to prison. Yes. She could, and she should. Because what she did wasn't just wrong, it was calculating. She planned it, she executed it, she used you as insurance. That's not a mother protecting her child. That's a criminal using her child as a shield. Tori sits down, stares at her hands. When I was 11, my biological father left. Just packed a bag and walked out. Didn't say goodbye, didn't explain, just gone. Mom told me it was his fault, that he was weak, that we were better off without him. She looks up at me. Last week I called him, asked him what really happened. You know what he said? I wait. He said Mom was having an affair with his business partner. He found out, confronted her, and she told him if he didn't leave quietly, she'd make sure he never saw me again. So he left, because she threatened him. And I spent 15 years thinking he abandoned me when really, she drove him away. Tori, she's done this before. This is her pattern. Find a man with something she wants. Take it. And when she's done, move on to the next one. Patrick isn't the first. He's just the first time she got caught. Tori stands up. Yes, I'll testify. I'll tell them everything. Because 450 families shouldn't lose their jobs. Because my mother can't stop destroying the people who love her. The DA takes her deposition the next day. 4 hours. Jennifer sits with her the whole time. When it's over, Tori looks exhausted, but lighter somehow. Like she's been carrying a weight and finally set it down. He said they have enough for a conviction, she tells me. Diane's attorney called him this afternoon. They want to settle, plead to lesser charges, avoid trial. What did the DA say? He said maybe. If she agrees to pay full restitution, sell her shares back, accept a 5-year probation, and leave South Carolina. No jail time, but her reputation is destroyed. Charleston society doesn't forgive embezzlement. And Patrick? He already took a deal, resigned, agreed to pay back his portion of the money, accepted a position at some small manufacturer in Texas. He's gone, left Charleston last night. Coward? Yeah. Mom called me, begging me to recant my testimony. Said I was destroying the family. I told her she destroyed the family when she forged my signature. Then I hung up. How do you feel? Like I can breathe for the first time in months. Like I made the right choice even though it was the hardest choice. Like maybe I'm finally becoming the person you raised me to be instead of the person she wanted me to be. You were always that person, Tori. You just had to choose it. She hugs me. Thank you for not giving up on me, for protecting me even when I didn't deserve it. You're my daughter. That doesn't come with conditions. 2 weeks later, Diane's attorney finalizes the settlement. She pleads guilty to reduced charges, wire fraud, 3rd degree, 5 years probation, full restitution, $2.4 million plus penalties. She sells her 30% share back to the company under the partnership clause, $12 million loss, and she agrees to relocate to Atlanta. Her mother, Veronica, lives there. Apparently, Veronica knew about the whole scheme, helped plan it, mother and daughter, partners in crime. The company releases a brief statement. Effective immediately, Diane Harrison has resigned from all positions. We are cooperating fully with authorities and have implemented additional financial controls. Harrison & Sons remains committed to integrity and transparency. The Charleston Business Journal picks it up. Then the Post and Courier. Prominent Charleston executive charge and embezzlement scheme. My phone doesn't stop ringing for 3 days. Business partners, clients, friends, all asking the same questions. How bad is it? Is the company stable? Are we still doing business? I tell them the truth. We had a cancer. We cut it out. We're stronger now. Most of them believe me. Some are skeptical. But the Port Authority contract gets signed on schedule. $30 million over 5 years. Because our reputation isn't built on one person. It's built on 70 years of keeping our word. And we keep our word. The board meets the following week. Emergency session. David Parsons leads it. Thomas, on behalf of the board, I want to apologize. Some of us, he glances at the 3 who voted against me. Some of us were persuaded by Diane and Patrick's narrative. We should have trusted you. We should have investigated before voting. We failed you. You didn't fail me. You voted your conscience based on the information you had. That's what board members should do. All I ask is that moving forward, we remember this. Family and business are one. Not because we're related by blood, but because we protect each other. These 450 employees, they're the real Harrison family. Not the name, the loyalty. The board votes unanimously to restore full confidence in my leadership. They also vote to promote Marcus Webb to COO. 43 years with the company, and he's finally getting the recognition he deserves. And they approve my recommendation for a new VP of marketing. Caroline Harrison, my biological daughter, 28 years old. I met her for the first time 6 months ago. Long story. Her mother and I had a brief relationship 30 years ago. She didn't tell me she was pregnant, raised Caroline alone. Caroline reached out when she turned 18, curious about her father. We've been rebuilding a relationship slowly, carefully. She's talented, MBA from Duke, marketing experience with major firms, and she wants to be part of the legacy. When I tell her about the promotion, she cries, "You're giving me the Harrison name?" "You already have the Harrison name. I'm giving you the chance to prove what you can do with it, if you want it. Dad, I've wanted this my whole life, even before I knew you. I wanted to be part of something that mattered, something that lasted, something that's worth protecting. I know. That's why you're perfect for this, because you understand what it means to earn something instead of expecting it." She starts the following week, dives into anniversary planning. The 70th anniversary gala is in 3 days, 500 guests, major contracts to sign, Charleston's business elite, the company's reputation on display. It's also my chance to tell the story, the whole story, what happened, what we learned, what Harrison & Sons really stands for. Marcus finds me in my office the day before the gala. "You ready for tomorrow?" "Ready as I'll ever be. You?" "Thomas, I've been with this company 43 years. I watched your father build it, watched you grow it. This is the proudest moment of my career. We survived because you had the courage to do what was right even when it was hard. We survived because you had the courage to tell me the truth. If you hadn't kept those logs, hadn't documented everything, I might not have believed my own instincts. That's what family does. We protect each other. Family and business are one." Exactly. The gala is beautiful. Charleston's most elegant ballroom, crystal chandeliers, 500 guests in formal wear, orchestra playing, champagne flowing. Walter is here, sitting at the head table with me. 76 years old, and he insisted on being here. "I want to see what you built, son. I want to see you win." Caroline is here, introducing herself to clients and partners, representing the company like she's been doing it for years. Tori is here, no longer engaged. She postponed the wedding, and her fiancé couldn't handle the scandal, left her, probably for the best. She deserves someone who loves her through the hard times, not just the easy ones. Marcus is here, honorary mention in the program for his 43 years of service. The employees gave him a standing ovation when his name was announced. The contracts get signed. $30 million from Port Authority, $15 million from a new client in Atlanta, $20 million in renewals, $65 million total. The biggest night in company history. Then it's my turn to speak. I stand at the podium, 500 faces watching, cameras recording, Charleston Business Journal taking notes. 70 years ago, my grandfather started this company with a welding torch and a handshake. He built it on a simple principle: keep your word, do quality work, take care of your people. That was the foundation. That was, and is, the Harrison & Sons way. I pause, let it breathe. This year tested that foundation. We faced betrayal. We faced theft. We faced people who wanted to destroy what 3 generations built. And we survived. Not because of the Harrison name, but because of the people who believed in what that name represents. I gesture to the employees in the room, 40 of them here tonight. Department heads, supervisors, longtime workers. My father taught me that family and business are one. I always thought that meant blood family, the Harrisons, the legacy bearers. But I was wrong. Family isn't who you're born to. Family is who shows up when everything is falling apart. Who tells you the truth even when it's hard. Who protects the legacy not because their name is on the building, but because they believe in what we're building together. I look at Marcus, at Tori, at Caroline, at Walter. These people, our employees, our partners, our community, they're the real Harrison family. And tonight, I'm honored to announce a change that reflects that truth. Effective immediately, Caroline Harrison is joining our executive team as VP of Marketing. Caroline stands. The room applauds. I see tears in her eyes. My daughter, I continue. Some of you know our story, some don't. But here's what matters. She earned this position, not because of her last name, but because of her talent, her dedication, and her understanding of what we stand for. And that's how it should be. Legacy isn't inherited, it's earned, the applause builds. Harrison and Sons, 70 years, 3 generations, and counting. Because we don't just build steel, we build trust, we build integrity, we build family, the kind that lasts, the kind that matters, the kind you choose. I raise my glass. To 70 more years, to the real Harrison family, and to the truth that sets us free. 500 glasses rise. The toast echoes through the ballroom. Afterward, after the speeches and the contracts and the photographs, Walter pulls me aside. Come with me, you, Caroline, and me. There's something I want to show you. It's 11 p.m. The building is dark, empty, just the 3 of us. We take the elevator to the 3rd floor, walk to the headquarters lobby where the bronze plaque hangs. The lights are off, but the emergency exit signs cast enough glow to see it. 18 by 24 inches, cold bronze. Harrison and Sons Est, 1955. Walter touches it first, his hand flat against the metal. 70 years of history under his palm. When your grandfather hung this plaque, I was 26 years old, just starting to learn the business. He told me something I never forgot. He said, "Walter, this name means nothing if we don't protect it. Not by keeping others out, but by making sure everyone who carries it forward understands what it represents." He steps back, gestures for me to touch the plaque. I place my hand where his was. The bronze is cold, solid, real. 70 years of mourning rituals, of promises kept, of legacy earned and protected. Your turn, I tell Caroline. She steps forward, hesitant, like she's not sure she has the right. You have every right, I say. You're a Harrison. Not because of biology, because of what you're going to do with the name. She places her hand next to mine, 3 hands on the bronze plaque. 3 generations, Walter, Thomas, Caroline. The metal warms under our touch. I had this made yesterday, Walter says. He points to a small new plaque mounted below the original, brushed steel, modern engraving. Rebuilt 2025. Truth prevails, the Harrison family. Because that's what we did, Walter continues. We rebuilt, on truth, on the real family, the one that shows up. I look at my father, at my daughter, at the legacy we almost lost and fought to save. Thank you, Dad, for keeping the 1955 agreement safe, for knowing it would matter. Your grandfather knew. He always said blood doesn't guarantee loyalty, but loyalty, real loyalty, that's blood stronger than any family tree. We stand there in silence. 3 people, 3 generations, 1 legacy. Then we walk out together, into the Charleston night, leaving the plaque behind, the building behind, but carrying the truth forward. Because Harrison and Sons isn't a building, isn't a plaque, isn't even a name. It's a promise to do quality work, to keep your word, to take care of your people. And that's a promise that can survive anything. Even betrayal, even theft, even 70 years of change. As long as someone is willing to protect it, as long as someone remembers what it means, as long as family, real family, shows up. In my office the next morning, I make one final entry in the company ledger, the 1955 original, my grandfather's leather-bound record book. The pen feels heavy in my hand, fountain pen, the same kind he used. I write carefully. May 20th, 2025. Crisis survived, company intact, legacy protected, 450 families secure. Lesson learned, family and business are one, not by blood, but by loyalty earned. The name survives because the values survive. Thomas Harrison, CEO. I close the ledger. The leather spine creaks. 70 years of entries, 70 years of truth. I leave it on the desk for whoever comes next. For Caroline, maybe. Or for someone else who understands what it means to protect something bigger than yourself. The bronze plaque gleams in the morning sun through my window. I touch it one more time. The ritual. 15 years of mornings. But this time, it means something different. This time, I'm not touching it to remember what I inherited. I'm touching it to remember what I protected, and what I'm passing forward. Thomas Harrison and Tori, and yes, even Caroline, who I barely knew 6 months ago, we redefined what family means. Not who you're born to, but who shows up when everything falls apart, who protects the truth even when it costs them everything, who chooses loyalty over convenience. If you've built your own chosen family, the people who earned your trust instead of expecting it because of blood, tell me about them in the comments. I'd love to hear your story, because those are the stories that matter, the ones about family we choose, the ones about loyalty we earn. And if this story moved you, if you believe in truth over convenience, in loyalty earned over loyalty expected, hit subscribe. I tell stories about family, betrayal, and the courage it takes to do the right thing when everything is falling apart. I'll see you in the next one.